try again. There's always a few failures before you even get going, you know. It's just how it is. Right. Welcome everyone. Hope you've had a good day. We're gonna go through the Ninja Gaiden Black speedrun, and I'm gonna be practicing my commentary. If you have any questions, you're most welcome to ask them. Yeah, time will start when I press proceed, which will be in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, welcome. This is Ninja Gaiden Black. Ninja Gaiden Black is an action game by Team Ninja. Over the course of the whole game, we're going to be playing as Ryu Hayabusa, who is the main character of the game. He is this ninja that we're going to be using to platform and attack enemies throughout the world. One of the main types of enemies are ninjas, because, well, it's a ninja game, so you're going to be seeing a lot of ninjas like that throughout the world. Enemies can be divided into two types, humanoid and fiend. But for the first segments of the game, you're going to be mainly seeing humanoid enemies. Now in this first part, I'm going to be breaking this torch, and out of this torch is going to be this little yellow orb, and that orb is called Essence. Yellow Essence is pretty important for the whole run, because not only is it the form of currency in the game, but it can also be used to do attacks such as this, which is called an Essence technique. When you absorb the essence, and it allows you to do a slash like that. With this slash, you can typically one-shot enemies, and that's what we do for this fight here. You can, with that slash, you can also hit multiple enemies to chop off their heads, which is going to be really useful for the course of the run. We're going to be going down here because there is a key, well, yeah, here in this chest there is a key item which we need to collect, which is the samurai teeth, and we need that for a certain little puzzle. Now, movement throughout the course of the game is pretty important. Main way that we move around is through jumps and rolls, but Ryu can also like go on the walls and do a lot of different forms of movement, which you're going to be seeing over the course of the run. So we gave the fangs of the samurai to the samurai, and he now gives us a key of courage, which will allow us to progress through this mission. Ninja Gaiden Black is mission based, so this is the first mission, and we're going to be going through quite a few different missions. We go through here to go towards the main boss of the area, but before we see him, we have to do a fight with some enemies. In this room there are going to be ninjas, but they are white ninjas in white clothes. I'm going to be using the essence from that lamp to do a technique to slice through the first guy. Unlike the ninjas in the other room, white ninjas are very agile and can be a little bit annoying, but they're alright. Now with absorbing essence, there are two levels. There is the essence technique, which is the slash, and then there is an ultimate technique, which is when Ryu will do a longer animation and more hits, like you just saw. So this is the boss of the mission. This is Mirai, and for Mirai's fight, we're going to try and bait him, try and make distance with him to do these rolls, or if he does a charge, we can also take advantage of that. If he does a roll like that, we're going to be doing this attack that goes through him. We go up and then through him. We get iframes when doing that, so that we can do that fight really fast. So you're baiting an attack from him and then going through him. We can do a lot of damage. At the end of each mission, you get your in-game time. I split. I don't have splits. That's okay. Let's make sure I don't actually do that later. Now we're on chapter 2, and we have a bit of movement that we need to do to go to the village. We found out that the village is in trouble, so Ryu has to go back and check it out. I'll probably ask them to read a donation here, because there's just going to be a bit of movement coming back. through this area. Probably get them trade like 2. Yeah, I have to make sure I don't lose it early, that's correct. So going down here, we're gonna acquire another mechanic which is really important. We acquire the Art of the Fire Wheels, which is a Ninpo. Ninpo is similar, can be like similar to magic. And the Fire Wheels allows Ryu to summon a array of fireballs around himself, which we're gonna see a bit later when we use quite a bit on the run. From that chest, we collect smoke bombs. We're gonna be using them particularly in, oh my god, in the next mission. Smoke bombs allow you to distract an enemy, which can be very helpful, especially later. So let me do it. We go up here. Oh. And now we're at the village. There are some enemies here, but it's not a requirement to visit them, so we're just going to avoid them. From that pot, there is the Luna. Which is a weapon, and we also get the bow from Ayane. Luna is like a pole staff weapon, which also used very soon. From this shop, we buy Inferno. Inferno is an imp that allows Ryu to cast a fireball. Yeah, we're gonna see that in the next fight. We collect arrows from that corpse for the bow that we had just gotten. Now in this fight, there is something specific that we do. I'm gonna go into the menu. I'm going to equip the bow and equip the Inferno Nimpo that we just bought. I go near the first horse. From the aura of casting the fireball, the Inferno, you knock down one of the horsemen, and then we try and line them up to slice them both together, because if you kill them at the same time, the second wave of enemies, which is 2 enemies on horses, they will come very close together, and then you can cast another Inferno and take them down with the same attack, like that. So the aura knocks them off their horse, and then at the end of the cast, the fire kills them. Now this is Masakado. Masakado, not a very nice boss, because sometimes he can decide to block attacks, and for his fight, we're going to be trying to only use the bow. Sometimes he can grab you, that's not very nice. And one thing about this fight also is that where your camera is very important, because in this fight there are these mages, and these mages will reposition themselves depending on where your camera is. I should have healed, but I didn't. That's okay. You also have to be careful of them because, yeah, they cast magic. Oh, did I not go for him? That's not good. But what if you run out of arrows for you can use the essence from the smaller enemies to keep going. After that fight, there is a talisman that drops, which is the talisman that allows you to do counterattacks. Counterattacks are going to be important for the run, and to do that technique, whenever an enemy hits Ryu's blade while he is blocking, if you press the attack button, Ryu will do a counterattack and attack the enemy back. Now this is mission 3.
The holy
Start of mission 3, there is elixir on this table. Elixirs are the consumables in the game, and there's 2 types. They come in blue and red. The The ones that are blue are for healing, and the ones that are red are for Nimpo. That replenish the Nimpo slot, which is the little fire at the top left-hand corner. For this fight, we do attacks as soon as we get around the corner because there's going to be 2 enemies here. Kill one, use an essence to kill the one that is in dark armor because he has more health. And we just take out the other guys. Now here, we're gonna try and... What's the word? The word's not coming to me. Try and draw the essence from the previous fight into this fight. So we try and go into this fight very fast so we can do that. Because yeah, having that essence to do that technique is very important. I'm going to counter him and then I'll just stab him on the floor. I would have liked to use that essence to slice through him, but that's okay. Camera just wants to let us know that there's something there, but we don't need to look at that, so we just keep going. If there was essence in the previous room right now, I would try to come here as fast as possible so then you can actually draw it to use it in this fight. But I don't have essence there right now, so we're just gonna kill these guys. There's gonna be some enemies coming from the windows. Now this enemy who comes down, as soon as his fight starts, I want to counter him. And then I want to use the essence to slice through him. After killing them all, an ID card drops, which is necessary to go through some certain doors in this mission. So very important to pick that up to keep going. From this chest or cart box, from that box, there are arrows to replenish the arrows. We now have 15, which is in the top left-hand corner. I broke one box that had essence in it, so we can then do essence techniques through all of those enemies first. I'm not going to put this the whole way down. When I approach the edge here, there are going to be some enemies that come, and I can't go on the wire while they are... I can't go on the rope while they are there because they will shoot Ryu down, and we don't want to fall down there because it's a death. So, we don't want to do that. So get off here. There's going to be an enemy around the corner. I'm gonna... Well, I wasn't in a very good spot. I'm gonna counter him and just kick him off. Because we want to go through this... We want to break this window to go in here to break the system. And sometimes that guy is really annoying to get in here. So you just want to get rid of him. Yeah, it won't... Yeah. We're just gonna make it back. Now there was a door that we couldn't go through before, but we can go through now that we've broken the system. So we're gonna be going that way. We go up here. Come here. This was the room that we were in before, but there are no enemies in there now, and we can now go through here. Now before we keep going, because we're getting close to the boss fight of this mission, I'm gonna put on the smoke bomb, the Luna and fire wheels. Put a smoke bomb there to distract those enemies so they don't interrupt me while trying to get up here. From this chest there's an elixir, which which will be for healing. Having good healing over the course of the run is important because there are a lot of enemies in this game that do a lot of damage, so good to look out for that. We just have to go up here and pull the lever. Pulling this lever allows us to go to the top, which is where the boss will be. Now this is Dynamo. It's not a Dynamo's fight. I put a smoke bomb so that he will charge again. For his fight, fire wheels will do tick damage to him while I fight him. He can shoot, but essentially want to poke him with the Luna. Use smoke bombs to try and distract him if possible. And yeah, get rid of him. So yeah, fire wheels does all that fire around Ree's body, and it can tick damage on an enemy and help take them down. So that's end of mission 3. Yeah. Now this is mission 4. Now in the Imperial City. Just avoid these enemies. You can use a smoke bomb to just distract them if they're annoying. I have quite a few smoke bombs from the previous fight, so I can use them to just distract enemies so that they don't annoy me when trying to go through a door, because sometimes they can do that. There's going to be a fight here. One thing about enemies in this game is when you hit them against the wall, they take a bit more damage. So, or like, helps to kill them from the impact. So you're going to be seeing that a bit in this chapter. We poke them up against the wall and they die. I'm just making through the area. This is the Clock Tower Plaza. We get this little cutscene where we discover Muramasa's shop. But we're not going to be seeing him just yet. We're going to be seeing him a little later. So I equip Inferno. We trigger a fight here. Going to be using the Luna to poke these guys into the wall. Then I use Inferno to hit these two guys as they come down. The soldiers in black have a bit more health than the soldiers in white. They take a little bit more to defeat. So, use that on them. These are spider ninjas? Or black ninjas? They're very, very frisky and agile. But we're not going to see them now. We'll see them a bit later. Not going to deal with them now, I should say. Pull this lever, this door opens. It gets unlocked. Now we have to go do some movement here to go around here, because there's another lever that we need to get, which will be over here. In this chest there is a devil elixir for Nimpa. The larger ones have more. Well, that's kind of typical. Larger has more, smaller has less. Smaller one only allows you to replenish 1, whereas the larger one allows you to replenish 3. Is that correct? Is it 3 or 4? I think it's 3. Yeah. Anyway, so we go to the bar and there's a guy there who says that we need a ticket, and to get the ticket we have to buy something from Muramasa. So we're gonna upgrade our sword. There's Muramasa, the legend himself. So we're gonna upgrade our sword. Let's see if we can do something here. I picked a Spirit of the Devils. That allows us to acquire another Nimpo slot. So now underneath Ryu's health bar, which is the purple bar, there are two little circles instead of just 1. So now we can do 2 Nimpo abilities. One after, yeah. And that's the end of chapter 4. We meet Rachel. She's another character in the game, but we're not going to really see her too much throughout the run, but we'll see her a little bit. She's mainly in the cutscenes. In Ninja Gaiden Sigma, which is the other version of this game, she is a playable character, so that's something a bit different. Yeah. Now this is chapter 5, the City of Fiends. First thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, because in this chest there is a lily key. That's a key item that we need to go through a certain door. So we pick that up because we need it. Lily key for the lily door. Which we'll see in just a second. There was one of the doors back here that we didn't check out. But we're gonna check it out now because we can go through it. You can tell it's the lily door from the lily symbol on the door. I did a smoke bomb there to try and distract these guys because they're a little bit annoying, but that's okay. I want to try and hold on to some smoke bombs because I'm going to try and do something in a minute. So yeah, these are some of the ninjas. The reason why I'm going all the way around here is because I need something from a chest, which is coming up. A lot of this game is, yeah, moving around to solve puzzles or solve problems. So there's a key to the Pegasus. That is a gate door which was around here. Over here. I put smoke bombs down to hopefully distract the ninjas because it is possible to open that door without having to get rid of the ninjas there. If you cross over that line you can despawn them because they have a certain range that they can go in. They don't go over there. So when you go over, they think, oh, I have to go now. So they leave. Yeah, that puts down that bridge. And now we're going to be going across that bridge. Yeah, those enemies aren't necessary to verse, so we're not versing them. Another form of movement is on landing jumps, where Ryu just does these jumps like this on the without a roll in between them. That's going to be very helpful for some chapters coming up a bit later. So we'll do that later. Now for this fight, we use the Luna to stick these two into the wall. Going to be charging up the Luna and doing an ultimate technique. All these multiple hits on them to kill. Thanks, Paulson. I'm rusty because I'm... Yeah, that's okay. Pick another elixir from that chest. More healing. Very good. There are I noticed there are gaps where I could be saying things, but I don't know what to say. Yeah, stuff like that happens. Now before this next fight, I'm going to be equipping the sword and shuriken instead of smoke bombs, because we don't need smoke bombs anymore. You have to go a certain distance into this area for the fight to trigger. We have to kill about 3 of them, and then now we have a fiend fight. So this is the first time that we're facing some fiends. Gonna be using Inferno to blast them, and then we do some attacks with the sword. Be careful not to get grabbed by them like I did. And we just kill them. Now Rachel is here. She was watching us fight, and then she gets eaten by this big guy, which is Hydrocubus. Hydrocubus is like this tentacle monster, and the way that you do this fight is you have to break off the 2 tentacles before you can do damage to the main body. So we use this move with the sword called Flying Swallow, where Ryu goes forward in the air doing damage. I didn't even do fireworks. Use fireworks to do tick damage to the body, and then yeah. When the tentacles regrow, yeah, you can't do damage to them. main body, so we have to get rid of him. And that's into his fight. But yeah, I have to practice my commentary, but that's okay. It's just about organizing in my head when I want to say what. That's like the main thing when it comes to commentary for me. Like, when would it be best to say this, say that? Hey Barkeem! Thank you for the 5-month resub. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you. Hope you're having a good day. Now this chapter at the Monastery, there are quite a few fights in this mission, and we're gonna get introduced to a few new enemy types. A lot of fiends, yeah, like the monster enemies. Alcohol. There is a chest to the left here, which we're gonna collect what's inside, which is a devil elixir for the red, because Nympal is pretty strong and important for the run, so we want to be using that at certain points. Yeah, and making use of it. For this fight, we get introduced to two enemy types. One of them is the monk, which is this. One thing that we do is we roast them with the fire wheels when they spawn in. The first one always has a set location where it spawns, so we go to it and yeah, use the fire wheels, it dies. And then for the other fiends, the ones with the more spiky bodies, we use the essence to do essence technique attacks to slice through them. Yeah. There's the incendiary shurikens from that display, also a key item piece for a stone tablet, which we're gonna need for later. So these shurikens, they have the ability to blast through walls. Hopefully that works. There we go. Bit of a bad angle I put it on, but it still worked. It's gonna be important for this next fight. We're gonna be using them to defeat some of the flying monks that come, because they can be rather pissy. Now the code for this chest is always the same, so I just have to put in the same code. T712. Thank you for the good luck on commentary. We collect a key item, and then a fight will emerge in this room, in the library. The reason why I'm going up this wall and throwing shurikens is because there is a monk that... oh, that's blinds. By going off the wall, you can shoot two of them at once, in quick succession. And we try and plant them on them and kill them. The monks that fly. It's a good way to do that. Especially because sometimes they, yeah, like they fire away like that one. Now one thing with fighting in Ninja Gaiden when doing the speedrun is whenever you're in a fight, the Karma combo kill and timer pops up on the left hand side under the health bar. You might notice that. While I'm fighting enemies, I'm keeping an eye on that because there is a set number of enemies for each fight that spawns in, so you can assess how many enemies are left, and also the in-game timer can give you a bit of an indication on how the fight is going, if you're being too slow or too fast. So that's a good information to have displayed for the run, so we want to keep an eye on that. Big respect for karma, people who do karma runs and school runs, yeah. So we use an incendiary to go through here. There was a corpse back there that let me pick up some more. There is this boulder that's going to be chasing us, and for here we're going to be using on landing jumps, because you'll notice there are these spikes underneath Ryu, but they're not actually doing damage to him. The reason is because with on landing jumps, Ryu has a bit of invincibility at the bottom of his jump when doing on landing jumps, so he doesn't take the damage that the spikes would give him. Yeah, so we use that. going through here so that we can make it through first. There's another heal in this chest, so I'm gonna pick that up. We're gonna do a jump down here. There are some fiends that spawn in, but we don't have to deal with them. We just keep going. There's another form of fiend. They're like these buzzing flies. We're gonna be versing some of them a little bit later. We go down here, we have to go through this tunnel. Tomb of the Eons. There are bats as well. Gonna be seeing more bats throughout the course of the game. They can be very cheeky. We hit this button and we're gonna be going down this elevator. This elevator is on a timer, so there isn't really much that you need to do. Like it's not necessary to it's not necessary to fight these enemies, but they give you a little bit of essence, which is money, and money is very important in the game because we're gonna have to purchase items and things like that, so you might as well kill them while you're waiting to come down here to hit this door. Now in this chest we're going to be requiring another weapon, which is the flail, the Vagorian flails, and we're going to be using them for the rest of this chapter. So we equip them, we equip the Inferno Nimpa, going to be using another elixir so that we have 2 Nimpa flames available to use. So for this fight, I block at the start, we get hit by one, and then there will be a collection of them that come forward. And we try and kill them while they're in groups. We can also use the incendiary shurikens to blow them up. Now, these fiends are called zombies. Oh, it's okay. And with the flail, we're going to be using ultimate techniques. Ultimate techniques do like several hits like this, and with the flail it's very good for hitting multiple enemies, especially these ones. It's okay, so we'll try and absorb the essence that comes. You will notice that there is sometimes blue essence. Blue essence, when absorbed, not in the sword, but just like that, it will give you health rather than currency. And there are going to be 15 enemies in this room. So right now the kill count says 14, and now it says 15. And that's how I know that we have killed all the enemies in the room. I'm going to be leaving that essence in the room. By blocking, I don't absorb it because I want to try and carry that essence to this next part. Where the elevator starts going upwards, there are going to be some of the zombies on the elevator. Now the timer, when it hits 111, I'm going to use Inferno. Oh my god. Oh well, tried to. That's okay. Well, I wanted to, but he hit me. But with Inferno you can, hit them all. And then they go away. Because this button doesn't come up until you kill those enemies. So you need to kill them to make the elevator keep going upwards. We do another ultimate technique to him. Another thing about essence techniques and ultimate techniques is when you do an ultimate technique, when the enemy dies after it, they will produce more money, more currency. So collecting their essence after doing that is great. Because we want to be buying stuff, purchasing items and upgrading weapons, so we want to be collecting, making sure that we're collecting money along the course of the run. Now here there is a little technique that we're going to use. By using dashes and jumps, you can get up there and you can, what's the word? You can manipulate the AI so that they shoot in a certain way without hitting you. Because they notice when you block. I think that's correct. And to roll is on the block button. So they notice when you do that. So they notice when you roll. They notice the inputs that you do. So you can manipulate them in such a way that you can get up with them without them shooting you down. Even though sometimes they still shoot you down, but we try our best. So we put that item there, and now comes the final boss of this mission. This is the bone dragon, or dinosaur, whatever you want to call him. And the objective of his fight is to do damage to his limbs. After you break one limb, he will give you the next one. His arms and his legs. His arms have less health than his legs do. So that's just something to keep an eye on when using him. He also can do attacks like this which waste time. Because all you can do is really avoid them unless you have Ninpo available to do Inferno during that time, because that gives you iframes and also can apply damage at the end. I'm going to be using the attacks with the flail to do damage to him. In this game also there are multiple different attack combos. You'll notice that, yeah, Ryu does different attacks depending on the inputs that you perform. Yeah. And there's one attack in particular that's really important for the run, which we're going to get access to in this chapter, which I'll get to show off. Now we collect Lives of the Thousand Gods. Lives of the Thousand Gods, when consumed, increases the maximum health that Ryu has. So we just use that there, and we have to equip the sword because we're going to be needing that for this chapter. So we just do a menu right there. These bats here, we avoid. We make it down here. Go through this door, which is now available. There are zombies here, but we don't have to deal with them. And now there is a shop here. We're gonna be upgrading our sword. Now with the sword upgraded to 3, we now have access to one of the moves with the sword, which is really powerful, and we're gonna be using a lot for the rest of the run, which is called Gleaming Blade. And I'll get to show it off in this right now. It is the spinning with the sword. It does multiple hits and is rather powerful. So we're going to be using that quite a bit for some certain enemies. Now usually here you would do a puzzle to hit a button to make it across here, but with clever platforming with Ryu, you can actually make it up the wall, target an enemy using a shuriken, and then plant Ryu down with the sword so that he doesn't have to do the puzzle. You can just make it up like that. Yeah, because usually there's a button that you press and that creates some platforms, and you have to avoid these swinging spikes at the top there. But you can do it like that. Yeah. So that was the blue room, and now we have to go into the red room. Now this room is a bit harder than the other one. I start off by throwing these incendiary shurikens at the guy in the middle. We're going to be using them to make it through there, kill the enemies. Sometimes they can block the shurikens, which isn't very nice. But thankfully they didn't do that, so I got to kill them pretty alright. So now that we've gone through both of those rooms and hit the switches, we can now make it into the main room where there is a boss to defeat. Not the only boss in this mission though, it's a mini boss. And this boss is one that we have seen before. Who will it be? It is It is another Hydrocubus. So like before, we have to break the tentacles. However, unlike the other fight, we're going to be using Gleaming Blade. And Gleaming Blade can also absorb essence, which makes it more powerful. So we do that for this fight. Let's chop off the tentacles. Gleaming Blade. Because Gleaming Blade does quite, multiple hits. Attacks with multiple hits can be very useful to defeat the enemies. After Hydrocubus dies, he drops the lives of the 1,000 gods. It is necessary to pick that up to get out of that room. Yeah. And we're gonna make use of that item anyway to increase our health bar. Now this is a Jewel of the Demon Seal. That jewel allows Ryu to upgrade one of his Ninpo scrolls, which makes the Ninpo more powerful. And we are going to be using that a bit later for a Ninpo that we haven't acquired yet. But once we do, I'll get to talk about it. Now these statues that I've been picking up, they're like deities. They are a key item that we need for late game. And if you don't pick them up, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble. So, very important to pick them up. I also got a key which allowed him to go through that door. This area now floods with water. And we're going to be going on this elevator. Now this next fight are 3 ninjas. Very fast, flexible, agile, and slippery ninjas. They love to move around a lot. So we'll see how this goes. I try and go near them and use Gleaming Blade if I can. Yeah, like that. Okay, that was cool. Sometimes they can, move around a lot, or they interrupt Ryu when he's trying to do an attack, which isn't very nice. Now coming up, this boss's name is Alma, and there is something very special that we do for Alma's boss fight. So at the start of her fight, we jump to her. We try and trip her over with an attack on the floor, and we're going to be using Inferno. It is possible to loop Alma using Inferno. I'm going to be using Lives of 1,000 Gods because I have to do a menu here anyway to refill my Ninpo so we can do more Inferno. So I do 5 attacks on her, we put her in the air, we do another one. It is possible for her to dodge the attacks, but it is possible to also get her back to the level you want her to go. And that's the end of her fight. See, it's possible to loop her with Inferno, but Alma, she can dodge if she wants to. She can dodge. So, you just have to look out for that. You can use Flying Swallow, which is that attack where Ryu dashes into the air if she's in the air. Or, the slash on the floor. Yeah. Now, the next couple of the next 2 chapters are gonna be, with the military. There are gonna be some soldiers in this corner. Gonna be using Inferno. There are 3 soldiers that come down. Then we go in the corner. We get Ryu to do an ultimate technique with the Gleaming Blade, and we can chop them all up and keep going. Hey, Secret. Oh, you can start. Yeah, there are tutorials. Godfather and Digital T also made tutorials for this game. I'm just practicing commentary for each weapon has ultimate techniques. So whenever you absorb 2 essence, 2 yellow essence, or 1 blue essence, or 1 red essence, you can perform an ultimate technique. Yeah, you can. Hey man. we put that down so that the bridge goes down. We're gonna go this way. Make it through the area. There are actually enemies. I'm pretty sure there's enemies to the side there. But one thing about Ninja Gaiden is when enemies are off screen, they often don't attack you. So if you keep an enemy off screen, well, yeah, very helpful. Hey Matt, hope you're doing good. Hey! I can't see who donated, but thank you for the donation.
Happy birthday,
Oh.
guy. Hope this can get you a nice meal.
Oh,
Less than 3.
less than 3. Thank you for the donation. Now we shot those 2 guys down, and now there's a helicopter. And how are we going to defeat the helicopter? We're going to shoot it with 4 arrows. Now, it is possible to hit all 4 arrows there, but I was a little bit slow. That's okay. So you hit it with 4 arrows. The helicopter's like, oh damn, that's not good. I got hit by 4 arrows. I better leave. So it leaves. And now we have to wait for one certain enemy to spawn in. It is a requirement to wait here, so we have to wait. Yeah, thank you for the donation. Thank you very much. That's a kookaburra. Now this guy, sometimes he takes too long to get to the window. But yeah, since we defeated him, we see that there is this lovely looking bow in the window, and Ryo's like, damn, I want that bow. So we're gonna go get that bow. We go through here, and we're gonna go get that bow. That bow is also a... yeah, very important to get, because it's gonna help us out. So here we go. We're gonna go here. Oh. And in order to acquire this bow, we have to put in our bow as an exchange. So now, instead of the weak bow that we had before, we now have the strong bow. In the next mission, we are going to get access to 2 new types of arrows, which I'll get to show off, and we're going to be using them with the strong bow that we just acquired. So. Now that's all we have to do for this mission. We just have to go through that door that we opened and finish the mission. Oh, good sushi! Thank you! Thank you very much, you're very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate it. And that's the end of the mission. Well, this is the military supply base. We just have to make it go through. Here there is a little bit of a load, like Ryu can't move straight away, he just has to sit there for a little bit and then we can move. Now there are these 2 guys in turrets that we have to shoot down. We kill this one first and then the second one. Reason why we do it in that order and not the other way around is because the one that you kill second will drop the key, and we want the key to be closest to the door, save some movement time. Now from this chest we get explosive arrows, one of the types of arrows that I talked about. We get the warehouse key, and now there is a little skip coming up, which I get to show off. From that chest there is another elixir that we want to pick up. Now we're going to be going up here, plant ourselves up here, and now we're going to be putting on the shuriken. Now this skip here, what we do is we do a jump, a slash in the air, a shuriken, and then a dive down. That way we can make it onto that platform. I was on a very good angle and I didn't do it very well, but that's okay. We can try again. So yeah, we have a look at where we want to go, jump, and there we go. We make it. Now that saves having to push a button and do some things, and there are these very pesky robot things with lasers that come out after you do that, that try and attack you, but we don't have to deal with them. We can just keep on going. We get to this door to get the key code, the control key. We can go to the next part. So yeah, they spawn in after you get the as well. Nowadays, drones are cool. Hey, Digital. Yeah, I'm practicing. Hey, comrade. There are gonna be some enemies here, but we're gonna stay still. And what we're gonna do is wanna put on the explosive arrows. And we're gonna be shooting them down. I wanna show you something funny about these enemies, is that if you're standing still, they like run into the wall, which is kind of funny. Like they're like, they only realize it once they hit the wall. I just wanted to show that off. It's funny. Now, there are going to be 11 enemies, so I'm looking at the kill count on the left hand. There's 10, and then there's 11. So, there we go. Once we kill them all, we can go to the next part. And now we're going to be versing 2 tanks. That's right. We're going to be versing tanks. Oh, wow. 2 of them. And how are we going to verse them? Same way we versed that helicopter from before. We're going to shoot them with arrows. Except we got some very powerful arrows here that we're going to be shooting with. Now while I'm shooting at it, by being behind this box will protect me from some of the tank's attacks. There's a second one that comes out. Just wanted to know what was going on. And I have to keep an eye on where the path of this tank is going, because this tank can go a few different directions. Yeah, because if it moves more towards me, it can still hit me. If it's a text here. Also on top of the tanks there is this little shooter. There's a guy on the top. He can be rather annoying because he can stagger you and make him flinch, which is not very nice. But we do our best. Now we go here. There are going to be 2 enemies in the far distance. Okay. If I was lower on that staircase, they actually don't attack you, because I guess it's like they can't see you. Now, helicopter. Gonna be using the same arrows that we used on the tank for the helicopter. When it goes over the top, we turn around. Hopefully I aim well. Be careful not to get hit by him. It goes down. During this like cutscene thing, you can actually move Ryu. So during that time, we try and go to this box, which has the arrows in it. I'm gonna be using this box as protection, also to replenish the arrows so that we can shoot the helicopter and take it down. So having good aim is helpful. Can't say my aim is great, but you get used to it. Picked up some more arrows there from that chest, because we're going to be switching from these arrows to the explosive arrows. This communication tower that you see here, the circle, the white circles on it, we're going to be destroying with the explosive arrows. So try and stay still. There are some enemies to the right of us. You'll notice that Ryu is getting damaged. They can stagger us out of doing this, but we just hold our breath and hope for the best, because sometimes they can throw like a bomb and we just destroy the tower. And now we keep going. There's something a little bit quirky that is in the game here. Now, we go through here. We're going to go down this elevator, and then we're going to go through a door. And when we go through that door, we're just going to come straight back again. Because for some reason, to get so we go down here, and we go through this door. There is another door in this room, but we can't go through that door unless we have the key code, or the key to go through. And the only way that that key spawns is if we go back again to the same room that we were in before with the enemies. And one of the enemies drops that key. But they don't drop it if you just kill them the first time coming here. So, kind of funny like that. Yeah, the control room key. Yeah, so now we go back. Some enemies here, but if we don't have to deal with them, we just go through. And we put the lever down. That's it. And that's the end of that mission. Now Ryu takes hold of a train. He does some crazy stuff. If you want to find out, you can play the game yourself. I won't spoil it too much. And yeah, that's the end of that mission. In this box there are more explosive arrows. We replenish our stock. Now here it is a requirement to wait. We just have to wait. It's a bit of like a loading part. On normal difficulty you have to wait here for the enemies to come for some reason. So this is going to be a good point for donations to be read. Yeah. Good donation reading time. Wait, 40 sec? Is that how long it is? 40 seconds. Wow. Well, how about that? And yeah, I don't want to be too far forward because if I'm too far forward, it won't. We're going too fast. The game needs to catch up. Yeehaw! Hey, Rennie! Thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. We got a gamer in the house. Holy shit. Thank you for the Prime Gaming sub. Thank you very much. Now we go through this door. Now we're in the Aqueducts. So there's going to be a lot of water here. The music in this area is really good too. Bit of a cat jam. So hope you enjoy that. The fiends in this area look a little bit different. They're like pink with glowy heads. And yeah, we're going to be seeing another new enemy type introduced. The Hall of Balance. There is a chest up there. See where the little rat mouse, little mouse is. It's probably a rat actually. It's a bit too big for a mouse. Go up here. Ryu grabs the ledge. Open this chest and there is a key. Key of the insect. Now that is to let us go through a door with an insect seal on the front of it. Rat in my sewer, go fuck yourself, HJ. How you doing, HJ? So now we can go through this door, and we're gonna be versing a worm. It's like an electric worm. And we're gonna be using the gleaming blade technique with the sword. We charge up. Even without essence, you can still do like the ET technique. It requires Ryu to charge it up. So you have to hold down the attack and it charges. Also possible to do an ultimate technique as well doing that, but yeah, you just have to charge. I'm gonna be at Frame Fatales at the start of March, so I am practicing for it. From that chest we get some essence. It's a lot of money that we need. We get a key item from that chest and now we go into another room. Which is over here. This area is a bit of a puzzle. You need this for that, that for that. And it's all just about moving around and tying everything together. So we place that here. The red tablet. That allows the water to go down in another area that we're going to be going to. From that chest there is a Spirit of the Devils. That's going to allow us to have a third Nympho slot. Which is going to be very helpful and useful for the run. So we pick that up. So because the water went down, we can now go into this room which is over here. Because before you couldn't go into here because the room was all filled with water. But now we can go into it and we can get the water statue. This water statue is going to be placed at a door. And then we can go through that door. here. So this is an underground waterway. And that electric worm that we saw before, in here we're going to be versing 2 of them. Oh my god, that's not what I wanted to do. That's okay. So when they do that attack where they sweep from side to side, we want to jump over them and then do the gleaming blade so we can get multiple hits on them. When they do an attack like that, it means that they want to grab. And because that slice on the floor that I just did has invincibility properties, it is possible to iframe through it. We just have to see what he does. From the essence from the first worm that I had defeated, I can absorb it into that Gleaming Blade move to do more damage. Good. Nice. Cool. And you defeat both of the worms like that. So yeah, Gleaming Blade, very important move, multiple hits, big damage, and yeah, it's going to be very, very helpful for the run. This chest has another heal in it. Healing very important. We collect heal. Okay. Now here there's a little bit of cool movement. You can run on this wall here and then do these multiple jumps in the corner to get up instead of having to go around on the rocks. So that's pretty cool. That's a nice little thing. And now over here there is going to be another tablet that we're going to acquire. She's surrounded by these flying fiends. We don't need to deal with them. We just take the tablet and we leave. Yeah. Hey, Pizza Panda. Hope you're doing good. Collecting resources. Very eerie cave. But a more cool movement. Can jump multiple times on that left wall. Collect incendiary shurikens here. There is a boss coming up, but that's going to be very important. You can also destroy walls using the explosive arrows. So because I have them equipped, we can do that there. Yeah. You like it? Thank you. I'm practicing. Now we're going to be going all the way around, lots of movement to do to make our way to the final area. Now we go through this door, which is a door that we haven't been in yet. And there's also a shop here. So we're going to make use of this shop by upgrading our Luna to 3, to the 3rd upgrade. You can also buy heals here as well, which I'm going to do. Let me see, am I full on large heals? I am full on large heals, okay, good. So we place the blue tablet here. The tablet lets the water go down. This is just a way through to go to the next door. Because that water puts, yeah, for the scales. And now we can go through here. This pressure plate at the bottom here, Ryu needs to put weight on it, so he goes all the way up here, jumps down, and now we can go through that door. Hey Ryan! Oh. We go in here. So this is the underground sanctuary. There is that, yeah, engraving on the floor, so we need to put something in there, so we need to acquire that, which is a sword. We hit that button, that comes down, platform across it. Instead of having to go all the way on the stairs, we can just flip up there. I already have full heals, so that's good. Hey Daniel. Yeah, this is the sword that we need to put into the floor there. The brand of valor. Okay. Now we're going to do a bit of menuing. I'm going to use that. And we're going to upgrade the art of Inazuma. Inazuma was a Nympho that I had collected from the first electrical worm that I defeated. And that Nympho is going to be very useful later on in the run. So I'll get to explain it then. But from the look of, like, you could tell from the look of it that it's like electricity, yeah, or lightning, yeah. Now, from putting that into the floor, we now summon Pazu, which is the boss. He has quite a few different moves to do that he can perform. Gotta make sure that I heal because it's important. When you hit him enough times, his head will lower. I use Fire Wheels. Gonna be using Luna. And I'm gonna be using the Incendiary Shurikens on his face. I'm gonna be doing our utmost to try and hit his face. Because his head is the part that takes the most damage. So planting damage on the head is what we're gonna be wanting to do to defeat him first. Yeah, so we throw them at his face. And that's the end of chapter 10. Chapter 10 is rather big because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you need to do. After all the action in chapter 10, now we have chapter 11, which is a lot more chill of a chapter because a lot of it is just moving around and swimming. Now, when Ryu is swimming, you'll notice on the left side of the game, there is this bar. That is his breath. So as like he stays more in the water, that bar lowers, and then eventually, if that bar hits 0 right to the bottom, he will start taking health damage. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye out for, and something that you will see happen quite a bit later. There is an item, a key item that you can get which allows Ryu to breathe underwater. But we're not going to be getting that item because that item costs quite a bit of time to collect. Instead, we're going to be doing something different, which I'll get to share. Now, this always has the same password. 1971. You just know that password and you can go through. So this is a very chill chapter. This is a chapter I would get lots of donations to be read. Hey Caesar, I'm good. How are you? So I could go up to breathe if I wanted to, but I'm actually just gonna do this. So yeah, when it hits 0, Ryu will start losing health. Like that. Today I am practicing commentary, Caesar. I'm practicing commentary. Now there is an item that I need from over here. Gonna breathe first and then we're gonna go under. Typically the game would expect you to have the tank for this, but there is something that you can do even if Ryu is losing health and is out of breath. There is something you can do. Thank you Caesar for the Prime Gaming sub. Thank you very, very, very much. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you very much. So we needed this, the silver medallion. So Ryu's breath is getting very low. Now he's gonna start taking damage. One thing we can do when his health is low is we can just heal. And He will still lose health, but that's a way that that's fine. That we're gonna make it through. Yeah, drink liquid to help drowning. Yeah, I am. I am, Fredo, I am. So now here, the medallions that we had collected. First one I had collected right at the start of the chapter from a chest, and the second one I had just collected from that kind of maze. And that, now putting them both in, allows us to go through here. There are those flies there, but they can do damage to you if they wanted to, but they're alright. But yeah, I'm gonna be at Frost Fatales, which is happening near the end of February, early March. So yeah, I'm practicing for that. I'm gonna be doing a lot more commentary practice and speedrun practice of Ninja Gaiden Black, because yeah, I'm gonna need to. Let me just make it down here. You might recognize this area. This was from a previous mission where we versed the Bone Dragon. But now it's all filled with water. Yeah. Now this is the deep dive. There is a lot of swimming that has to happen here. And because we don't have the air tank, we're gonna have to rely on our healing items to make it through. So it's a little bit dangerous. Hey! Thank you for the donation.
Good luck, Gala. Awesome commentary as always.
No.
Save the wind chimes.
Thanks, Daniel. Thanks. You're cute. So yeah, look, see? Ryu's health is going down. And we're gonna be healing. And then we'll keep going down. But we're gonna be healing to make it through. That's our last one big heal. And then I'll just heal up. And now right after doing that, we have a boss fight, so let's see how we go. So this is Doku. Doku was the one who terrorized Ryu's village, and Ryu has a lot of anger for Doku. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna use the Luna. We're gonna go over Doku. Also gonna be using files for iframes. We mainly use the go over him and repeat. The upwards attack with the Luna can hit Doku multiple times and put Ryu in such a position that Doku cannot touch him. So, yeah. That was a good fight. But that's not the last time that we're gonna see Doku. Very unfortunate. We changed the sword and shuriken. There is a puzzle here that you do, but using Ryu's very clever ninja movement, we can make it up the wall like that. Usually you have to move these pyramid-looking platforms, but we can do it like this. Very good. So we can hit this lever and then we can make it. We can progress forward. Like this. Also, it's okay to use all that healing for the swimming because there are quite a few healing chests when moving in this next mission. Like there's one there and then there's another one coming up. So we're gonna be gaining back the healing that we lost. Yeah, which is very important because you can get into a lot of situations where enemies are very cruel and do a heap of damage to you, especially in this next area. So this is the ice cavern. This area is split into, so this is the ice cavern part of it. There's another heal here. We're gonna take that. I might as well change to the sword now. It'll help me for some movements and things. I'm gonna go up this wall. Make it down here. Oh. Up here. There is a key item we need to collect. Which is the shield of the... There are enemies around, but we don't have to deal with them. We just have to keep on moving. Yeah, platforming in this game is probably one of the hardest things with the run. Like, platforming very well. Because it's very easy to grab walls or grab things that you don't want. So, the movement can be very precise and particular for going fast. Now, so the first half of this area was ice, and then right next door, this area is covered in lava and... yeah. Fire. And fire dragons. One thing we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to collect these iron ores. Because we're gonna need that to make something. Yeah, this is the magma lake. So we collect those ores. I'm actually going to do a heal here because it's very easy to dip into the lava here. Quite a bit of damage gets taken. So having healing for this area is pretty important. It's really damp, right? Now with this clever platforming up the wall, we can make it up here to the pot. We put the iron ore in this big pot and it will make something for us. Typically, you go across this beam and make it around to the side there. You notice there was a hole in the wall. Notice that we can do that. Oh. Now, we're going to be doing some more platforming. This one is a little bit more scary. But we can make it up like that. Going in the lava. Very easy to get scared of going in the lava, but sometimes the lava can be your friend in that situation. Just have to be careful with your health. Now because we did that, we're now going to be collecting what we made, which got formed from that pot. Which was this. It's a gear. A cog of vigor. Now we're going to go down here and there is someone that we have to verse. It is a fiend. His name is Jotunfrau, which I'm pretty sure when translated means snow princess or snow queen or snow girl. Something along these lines. No, I can't see her, which is not very good. She has a few moves which are not very nice. That grab is extremely deadly because she can do a lot of damage to you with her grab. That move where she does ice on the floor, she gets iframes, so you can't damage her during that, so that's a very slow move, which is unfortunate. So all you can do is just avoid her attack during that. And we use the Luna on her. Okay. And we're just going to be platforming to go back into the lava area now that we've collected that cog. Careful of these dragons. Be careful of my health too. Also gonna want to change back to the sword for some platforming that I want to do, which is here. Because actually, usually here, you grab the side to platform through that, or like move through that, the steam. But Ryu can flurry through the air and make it across like that, which is faster. So we put the cog in there. There's a chest here for some healing, very important to pick it up. There is some fire that's gonna come, so I just have to wait till I can go without getting myself burnt to a crisp. Check if I'm full on this. I am full. Okay, good to know. Now here is another enemy we have to verse. This is similar to the worms we had before, except this one is fiery. And very dangerous, because sometimes when you do the slice through it, you end up in the fire in front of it, which is not very nice. It also has one move, or it can spit out rings of fire. So you have to look out for that too. Hey Cranky. We hit this switch, that lets the fire go down for a duration of time. We have to make sure that we platform correctly across, otherwise we won't. Yeah, see, the fire comes back. Now I'm gonna actually check the shop real quick if I can buy some heals. Yeah, very good. Okay. Because this next boss, very, very important to have heals, because it is necessary to do this boss fast, because you need heals, because we're gonna be sitting in the lava. Yeah, okay, I'll show you how it's done. So we're gonna need the lunar equipped, so we're gonna put that back on. Okay, hope you have a good day, Ren. We acquire the deity statue, and here comes out Smolchin. At the start of his fight, he will always do this, bring his head lower. That way you just get some damage on him. Gonna be using fire wheels. And gonna be using heals. So that we can bring the fight to him. And we attack him while he is in the lava. Aggressive strategy. Very important. Now, we're going to use those Lives of the Thousand Gods to increase our health bar. And we're also going to be changing our Ninpo to the Art of Inazuma. We're going to see that in the next chapter. Yeah, I did lose it. Yeah, I did lose a talisman. So I think I will kill the zombies here. Yeah, I know, I almost died. So yeah, talisman is an item that will resurrect Ryu when he is at 0 health. I had already used that in a previous chapter, but it can save you from death. I had picked that up really early in the run. Yeah, that's okay. Now this is a good point for donation reading, because there's going to be a lot of movement, and we're just going to be going back. We're going to be tracking back a lot for this chapter. There's a little cutscene here where they're wondering where Ryu is, because I wanna catch him. Yeah, I know. It doesn't save you from falling, and it doesn't save you from drowning. Yeah, I know that. The thing with commentary is, like, you don't... Like, it's okay to say that, but... Also, it's... like, there's a lot of information about the run that I won't be able to say. You know, just... yeah. A lot of details I probably won't get to say, but that's okay. I have to get rid of these bats so that I can go up here. And now we're just gonna be traveling back. Yeah. Yeah. Pull this lever down. It's alright. So because I don't have a talisman, if you kill these zombies here, you can acquire one. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, let's have a look. Pretty sure it's 5. 5 Inazuma lightning strikes on each of them. They also give you a bit of money for it too. So we collect the money as well. And you get a talisman. So that's also something that you can do. Save the Wind Chime Foundation. So we're going here. There is a piece. Stone tablet piece. And now I have all the pieces that I can put into this contraption. So there's 1, 2, 3. Now we have all of them. And now this turns into a teleporter and Ryu can teleport back to the Hayabusa village. Yeah, so now we're here and it's raining. It's gloomy. We can break this open to get the Jewel of the Demon Seal, another one. So we're going to also use that on the Inazuma lightning ability. To upgrade it. At this grave, Ryu gets a special stone, which upgrades his sword now to be the legendary dragon sword. You can also see this stone at the hilt of his blade glowing. Gonna do a save here because the boss that we're gonna be versing now is quite a boss. So this is Alma 2. This is the second time that we fight Alma. Awakened Alma. So after a fight we try and hit her. Thing is she can block a lot of whatever you try to throw at her. We want to hit her down. So that she's on the floor like that, so we can do multiple hits with Gleaming Blade. When she recovers, it's possible to stagger her with a hit. So do that, then Gleaming Blade does lots of hits and you take her down. Not Alma, not Elmo. After her fight, we equip the Luna. We're going to be using that for this next one. There are these tablets of elements. We have to put them in the correct places. The water one was in the fire, so now we put it in the correct one, and it makes these doors open and yeah, completes the puzzle. And there are these bugs that come out. We're gonna be using the lightning strikes to hit multiple enemies, and it one-shots them. There are 5 bugs that come out each time. During this, I'm going to be keeping an eye on the kill count. You can also use the ultimate technique with... That only killed one of them, which is interesting. Because yeah, you'll notice the technique with the Luna has a good range of area. So sometimes it's a little bit hard to actually make sure that he's hitting multiple enemies and not just one. Now we grab the fire tablet, and we're gonna put it where the fire should be, and then there'll be more bugs that spawn in. Use another pot to replenish the Nimpo flames underneath the health bar. It is possible for these bugs to drop red essence. Red essence is good here because red essence replenishes reuse Nimpo. Now that was very good because I hit multiple. They can also grab you there. Really annoying. Yeah, we try our best. Oh. Now we grab the one of leaves. And we put it here. And that's the end of the mission. Okay, yeah. Go have some good sleep, Daniel. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh my god, I fucking did it again. Where I split, where I'm not meant to split. Shit. That's okay. Thank you, Daniel. So now this is another deity statue. Very important that I collect it. Very important for late game. Now we're on the next chapter. So in one of the previous chapters we versed Doku. Well, he's kind of dead, but he's now a spirit. He's a ghost. So we have to defeat him again as a ghost. Make sure we really get rid of him. But before we do that, we have to go in this portal. Oh. There are gonna be some fiends coming here in this portal. We just snap them. Because there is a red that drop, I'm gonna pick that up so we can use the lightning. And we collect the key. There's another shop here. We're gonna stock up on some supplies. Let me think about what I want to buy. We'll do that. Now we go through here. There is an enemy type that we're going to get introduced to. These are called ghost fishes. Now, Initially, ghost fishes weren't actually supposed to be enemies when they were making this game. They were just meant to be kind of pretty little decorations. But because this is an action game, it was said, oh, you know, this is an action game. Like, there's all this space here with nothing but these pretty fishes, so they should do something. So they made them do something really vicious. So going through this area, if you stand still near the fishes, or like are around the fishes, they will grab you and they will nibble at you and they will disable you to like put him in one spot. We're going to be using on-landing jumps to get iframes on reused jumps so that they hopefully don't get a chance to do that. But they're very pesky, so we'll see. Just hopefully my movement will be good. And yeah, they chase you. They chase you, wanting to grab you. And there's Doku, he's going through there. Of course, we don't have a key to that door, so we have to get a key to that door. So that's what we're gonna do. Of course, more fishes, and they're gonna be chasing me. I kind of want to let them bite me just so you can see what they do, but at the same time, they're not very nice. They do like a lot of tick damage, and it's not just one of them that does it. It's like they all group up and gang up on you. It's really not very nice. Oh, yep, see, they do stuff like that. They like nibble at you. But if you spin the joystick and press all buttons furiously, they get off. So that's the way to get them off so that they don't attack Ryu too much, hopefully. Yeah, they school you. Teach you what's up. Thankfully we made it through all of that. And now we have the key, we can go verse Spirit Doku. Who is going to be in here? Now his fight as a spirit is a bit different from his fight when he is not a spirit. Uh-oh, this is not good. He did this combo where he does a lot of attacks, which is unfortunate. He can also throw his weapon. When you're at a distance from him, he will lower his hands like that and then charge at you, like this. When he does this, you can do a Gleaming Blade at the end when he is close, and you can do a lot of damage to him that way. So you can bait that out. Bait that out of him. Corporal. Now this is the core. This is the second last chapter in the game. One of the bigger chapters in the game. There are some fishes after you defeat Doku, so you gotta be careful that they don't bite you before you can move. Or when you're trying to get out of there. There is a chest here that has a devil elixir. Gonna be collecting that. More fishes here. There is a key item I have to collect here. Very annoying if there's, yeah, fishes near the door or like around doors, because usually just want to be out, like, yeah, on the floor and not bouncing around at the door before you can go in. So we collect that, the heart, and that heart allows us to go into this tower, which is called the core of the Imperial Palace. And there's several levels to this tower. So there's several levels of enemies going up here. A lot of fights in this tower. And we're going to be using Inazuma for this tower. Now before I do, let me remember to upgrade it to 3. Because that way, now that I use it, one lightning bolt should one-shot the enemies. Yeah. So there was 3 of them, and then they all die. If I only had it upgraded to 2, you have to use it twice. Which is okay to do, but it just consumes a little bit more. Sometimes the enemies don't die from one of the lightning shocks. This guy is all the way over here. And he's gonna bite me. That's not very nice. That's another thing you have to look out for, is like where the enemies are positioned, because when doing the lightning bolt you want to make sure that it hits the enemy. If they're hiding behind the pillar, it's not going to hit them. So you gotta be looking out for stuff like that. Yeah, on landing jumps here, make sure the fish don't bite. It is possible, you can also use jumps with a slash of the sword to get rid of the fish and they don't hit you. But our landing jumps is faster, so that's what I'm gonna try and do. Gonna replenish my bow. Oh wow, okay. He ran me over. And then he died. Gonna go over here. There are two of the dragons here. Gonna go on this side. And yeah, sometimes enemies can drop red. The red orbs. Really want to pick them up because, yeah, they really help. Especially because with the consumables, you want to make sure that your item management is good. The on-landing jumps, hopefully they don't catch me. But they do sometimes. In this room we got 5 enemies that we have to defeat. So I'm gonna go back with this lightning, take a look around the room. One of the main guy that I want is, yeah, he's not in a good spot. No, 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 no! Yeah, that can happen. Sometimes the crabs, if they go under the ground, they can... That's not the direction I want to be going. They can grab you and pull you to the lower... Yeah, that's really cruel of them to do, but that is something that they can do. They go underground and then they grab you. Oh dear, I just want to go in this door, please. Now there should just be one. Oh, okay. Yeah, this guy's being a real jerk. Okay. Thankfully that's over now though. There. Hey Chris. Yeah, there's something cruel that can happen. Let me go, please. Thank you. Now in this room there are gonna be a few crabs. They are very, yeah, as you saw before, they're really annoying. Also because they move, when they see you doing this move, they move around a little bit. Like they're trying to avoid it. And they can like hide behind the pillar, which is really not nice. I don't have any left. Oh, this is really bad. My red is not good at all. Okay. It should be fine. Hey J-Hags. Now that we do that, those statues are, yeah, the statues that we had been collecting throughout the world. If you don't collect them at this point, you have to go all the way back to the tower and collect them. And, well, on a speedrun you don't really want to do that. So, making sure that we have them is important. Now we're going. Ryu, we want to go in there. So there are going to be several waves of these enemies. I'm going to use this. That's Marbus. He wants us to go through all these enemies before we can actually verse him. So that's what we're gonna have to do. So we have to verse Hydrocubus, enemies that we had previously seen throughout the game. Having a revisit. I'm going to be using Gleaming Blade and also chopping off the tentacles. If I use a Flying Swallow, Shuriken, and then the Slice downwards, that chops off the tentacles in one. Which is very useful. This Hydrocubus has quite a bit of health, so you have to do only 3 cycles. You want to prove to him how good you are? Yeah. Yeah. He's like, is this guy good enough to verse me? You're not as weak as I thought. Pretty sure that's, yeah, I have to save that. So now we're versing another fiend. Who will it be? It's Jotunfrau, and he says, how do you like this? And every ninja guy in Black Runner says, I don't like it, Marvelous. I don't like it. Hey J-Hex here! I'm practicing commentary. Gonna be using the Luna like we did before. That grab is really dangerous. So we prolong Ryu in the air by doing extra attacks. It's a bear! You think it looks like a bear? Damn. What bears have you been seeing? Now for this next fight, for Marbus, we're going to be versing Marbus now, and there is something special that we do for his fight, so hopefully he will be well behaved and let us do it very early. So first thing he needs to do is Fireball, and then he needs to do this dive of his, which is this. It's like corkscrew dive. We do that. 3 light attacks and then heavy attack with the sword, and we can loop him. And get rid of him first. We get this idol after his fight, which is the final one for the tower, which is the deity of destruction. So we're going to put it in here. Which opens up this door. We're gonna do a save here. And we're gonna set up our menu. Gonna put on these arrows. Of course, gonna put on fire wheels. For the final boss. This final boss has 2 phases. Oh, well, I guess you could consider it like 2 bosses because they are very different. Even though it's like the same person, just in very different forms. So this is the Emperor. So for this boss fight, our objective is to do damage to the body parts, the arms, and the chest. It's very good to get the chest first because this boss has this laser move where they can put their arms in front of their chest and it makes it very hard to get access to it, to actually do damage because they're like shielding it. So that's the first part of the fight, and now this second part of the fight, they turn into a cluster of skulls. Aim up, and you can do a quick kill. So the way that works is with the arrow, you get into position, and then I wait till the timer is about 93.2. I angle the arrow and I shoot it, and for some reason, which we haven't fully, I guess, explained in detail, the community, he dies in a one shot. Yeah, so that's a very good quick kill that we have for him. Now we're at the final mission, and we're going to be versing the final boss, which is the big evil of the whole game. We now get the Dark Dragon Blade. Now we're going to do some parkouring on this mission. This is also on a timer, hence the suspenseful music. So have to try and make sure that we don't take too much time. Because yeah, the ceiling is breaking. Now the final boss is, by a lot of people, considered the hardest boss of the run. Because he packs a lot of damage and is really fast and can be rather unpredictable, so we will try our best. So you might have remembered Mirai as the first boss of the game. He is also the final boss of the game, except he has a mega upgrade to his physique and power. Because he absorbed the power of the Dark Dragon Blade. As you notice, he is carrying it. Ryu had it before, but then he got it taken off here. So we're going to try and use Gleaming Blade, hit multiple hits on him, and take him out. Thankfully, he was very passive. He was just kind of standing back. That was, yeah. Yay! We did a run with commentary. GG. Thank you everyone for watching. I have to work on my commentary, but it felt pretty good to do. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. The end. Yep, the end. See, that was Ninja Gaiden Black. Now watch the credits, students. Yep, this is the final cut.